Boxing history has taught us that there is nothing light about the lightweight division. These 135-pound titles, they're like stone slabs chiseled with legendary names. Roberto Duran, Julio Cesar Chavez, Pernell Whitaker. Now we go one step further. For the first time, it's 4 belts. It's undisputed lightweight supremacy. The vibrant, young, knockout puncher, the American, against the unequaled skill of the pound-for-pound king. It's Lopez, it's Loma, it's winner take all. Let's do this. Now, one thing to be noted in the opening round, as Lopez comes out with the right hand, is that Lomachenko has been a slow starter. He lands half of what he lands in rounds 2 through 12. He throws 20 fewer punches than the lightweight average in the first round. It's later that he typically picks up the pace.
Yeah, it is later that he typically picks up pace, because what he does is he takes a read on his guy. You know, Loma's like, you know, Aaron Rodgers or Peyton Manning, you know, going up to the, you know, the line of scrimmage. That pre-snap read, that's what he's doing. Just want to get a look at his opponents before he executes.
Like what Lopez is doing in this first round, he's getting that jab going. Oftentimes righties don't throw jabs against lefties, and that's a misnomer. The jab can land. Lopez hasn't really landed it, but he's getting himself in position to land other shots.
Not only is it common to not see orthodox fighters do that against a southpaw, it's uncommon to have any productivity with the jab for Lopez. That's just not who he is. He looks for the right hand power punch. And remember, in the lead up to this fight, often he discussed the fact that he felt his skill set wasn't being represented or talked about enough.
That's not why the world fell in love with Lopez. You know, he's shown more power than he has IQ and skill set. But he does have the skill and the ability to box with Loma, and we're seeing it right now.
Halfway through round 1, this is exactly what we told you about Loma. About being a slow starter, about downloading the information and not firing off the way we typically see. He finds range. He gets distance calculated.
I'll tell you one area where Lopez should attack, and it's the body of Loma, to slow down those legs. 1, 2, he has a big frame. You know, for a small guy, he has a long torso. Go down to that body. You see how Loma keeps his hands up real high? Throw something up top and then drop something down to the body. There it is.
And there is the right hand to the body from Teofimo Lopez.
These are the rounds why Loma is downloading information Lopez can put in the bag right now. Just keeping his hands working.
You heard his father say after that right hand to the body, that's what I want. There's the jab again from Lopez. More jabs than we're used to seeing from him.
Perfect round so far for Lopez.
So you see all the hand gestures, but you see how Lopez, how calm he is, how relaxed he is.
Tried to come across with that right hand to the body again. Remember, there were so many who thought that Teofimo would come out as the brash, young, bold fighter and jump on Loma. Instead, measured, calculated, utilizing the jab, and went to the body with the right hand. Well done by Teofimo Lopez. Remember, he has called out Loma for as long as we can all remember, dubbing this ascension the takeover.
That's the most essential thing that Lopez is doing right now, is just sticking the jab out. He's not landing it, but he's occupying Loma. He's not allowing Loma to get comfortable or to be able to gauge his range. And in the meantime, he's flicking jabs out and he's landing that straight right to the body.
That's a beautiful shot right there. And he got his foot outside the lead foot of Loma to land that right hand to the body. But what I like about what Lopez is doing is he is shooting a jab, but he's staying inside to land his jab. We don't talk about this often, but if you move to your right, you're able to find the angle with your jab a lot easier than moving left.
Goes to the body again, and then a right hand comes in from Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah, you see that power, and you see Loma respecting that power. He felt it already.
So the body work continued, and then all of a sudden Lopez goes up top with a right hand.
We're already starting to see redness on a rib cage on the left side of Loma.
Yes.
He's going to touch to the body. Good work so far. 6 body connects for Teofimo Lopez early on here.
It's going to take about 4 rounds for Loma to get acclimated. He's been out of the ring for about a year, 14 months or so.
Longest career layoff. His last fight was in London. We were there ringside when he had a unanimous decision against Luke Campbell, a tall fighter, another guy who's more the naturally bigger man. And there were moments of success that night in London from Luke Campbell.
Yes, it was, and that's what I saw. I saw that Luke Campbell, when he was able to establish distance outside, he was able to isolate the offense of Lomachenko, just as you see here with Lopez. He's isolating the offense.
Left hand from Lomachenko. For the first time now, you see Lopez has to be concerned of crossing the threshold as the process that Lomachenko goes through, the range finding, and he just pulled the trigger quickly with the left hand there.
And they got Lopez's attention.
So Lopez had the right hand early in round 2, and now Lomachenko with a timed left hand moments ago.
It's a high level of skill.
Yes, it is.
From both fighters on display right now. And you may say, well, how's that possible for Lomachenko? It's because you got to watch the indirect attacks, the feints of foot, the feints of hands, and all of the positioning that he's doing before he even lets a shot go.
He makes you work even if he's not throwing punches. He's so angular, all the movement.
Ooh.
It can be exhausting. Good exchange, got to him. So the last half of that second round, bank it for Vasily Lomachenko. Round number 3 for the undisputed title.
Lopez got real comfortable. You know, Loma didn't do much. But then when he did strike like a cobra, and he was pinpoint accurate.
You brought up how exhausting it can be with the non-punching activity. How Loma can outclass his opponents mentally. And for Lopez, this is not just a challenge of what you're up against physically, but staying focused every single second against a master craftsman. That can be so taxing, Dre.
It's like Brady or Aaron Rodgers going to the line of scrimmage and audibling 2 or 3 times, and as a defense, you get set, and then they audible again, and then you get set, and they audible again. It's very, very exhausting, and Lopez knows this coming in. He's watched Lomachenko, so I believe he's prepared for that tonight.
And then on the other side, Tim, if you're Teofimo, you know that Loma loves to fight with rhythm. He loves to conduct the orchestra of his fights. At some point, you have to find a way to be disruptive. You have to find a way to take full control and make him uncomfortable.
You got to be a little bit aggressive to offset that rhythm, but he fades in and out of range. You know, that's why he's so effective. You know, you come in and see him, he stepped out of range right there, made Lopez miss, then he'll come back in range. It looks like you can hit him, and then he slightly gets out. Then he moves his head off to the side. You have to be alert, really alert, when you're in there against a sharpshooter like Lomachenko. He is dipping, changing levels. See, what Loma's doing is he's trying to test the young guy. He's trying to see what he knows. He's changing levels, dropping his head down low, trying to see if he can get a response. And if he sees the right response, then he'll attack. He'll come up shooting with shots.
Loma found himself in the pocket for a moment there, and Teofimo threw the 2-punch combination.
That body shot lifted up Lomachenko, tried to get away from it.
Left hand from Teofimo. Every time that threshold is crossed, he is going to fire. There he is with Lomachenko against the ropes for a moment, and a combination of Lomachenko returns fire.
See, Lopez got to be a little bit more disciplined. If he's going to do the shoulder roll, he got to be a little bit more disciplined with that.
It's not time for that, Timmy. It's not time for that. It's the 3rd round. It's not time for the shoulder roll. The shoulder roll comes when you're comfortable and you've taken charge of this fight. And right now, Lopez is not completely in control of this fight.
Well, he's in control of this round right now.
Took the first, Lomachenko's effort in the second, and then a good-looking round here in round number 3 for the hopeful undefeated American. In that 3rd round, Teofimo Lopez has landed 11 of 42 punches thrown. Lomachenko had 2 of 11. .26% was the connect percentage in that last round for Teofimo Lopez. Let's bring in Bernardo.
Teofimo Sr. said, I told you we could get him. I think he hurt him in that last round, and he landed a really good 7. I said, what's the 7? That overhand looping right. He said, mentally, we've got him where we want him. He's not doing anything.
It's a big early statement, but it's a guy who is often very confident. His father, his trainer, who has molded him throughout his amateur career, throughout his pro career. Whole lot of trainer, whole lot of hype man.
And Lopez is boxing good, like we've said, these first 4 rounds. But it's way premature to say that they've got Loma where they want him. It's a lot of fight left.
Especially considering the way a typical Lomachenko fight goes.
That nice little jab over Lopez's jab. It's nice by Lomachenko. I'm looking forward to seeing the uppercut from Lopez.
And I like the pace that Lopez is fighting at. He's not wasting anything. He doesn't seem to be over anxious. And he's not throwing a lot of punches. He's only throwing what he needs to throw. So he should have plenty left in the tank as this fight progresses on.
It's going to be about concentration, Dre. He's going to have to concentrate every second, every minute of this round.
Yes, both fighters.
Yes.
Neither fighter can fall asleep for 1 second.
If I'm Lopez, I'm getting a little bit more work down to the body of Loma. You know, in these moments, you got to take calculated risk. Loma's body's there. You got to step in and get ripped down to that body.
Just missed with that right hand to the body, but he has been willing to throw to the body. Short exchange, short right hand.
Did you see that uppercut right there? That's what I'm looking forward to seeing from Lopez, that right uppercut.
I think one thing that's giving Loma some trouble right now is he didn't realize that Lopez was as quick and as fast as he is.
He is twitchy. That is a big part of his success. It's not just pure power, God-given power. He has speed that creates timing, which results in power.
Loma talked about the IQ of Lopez. He talked about the power of Lopez. He talked about the timing of Lopez, but he didn't mention the speed. He's realizing that Lopez has speed right now.
End of 4, and things are real interesting. Staying with a plan and looking good against the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Round number 5 here from the bubble at the MGM Grand in Vegas.
Look, Lopez keep it like this. He's winning these early rounds, a lot of these early rounds. He can keep it just like this. He don't need to rush anything. Take his time. And eventually, Loma's going to have a sense, he's going to have a sense of urgency to win these rounds. And so he's going to step to him and open himself up for a big shot from Lopez.
Bernardo, what are they saying in the corner of Loma?
Papachenko told Egas, look, don't rush, take your time, be careful, and be patient. So this is their plan.
Anatoly Papachenko, the nickname for the father and trainer of the 3-division world champion, a driven boxing mind who taught Vasily how to first get into a boxing stance at 4 years old. And then at 9 years old, after bringing him to the gym for those 5 years, he said, no, you're done with boxing for now. You're going to learn traditional Ukrainian dance. He did that until he was 13, didn't box. Why? Because Papachenko wanted him to have the best footwork on earth. Another body shot from Teofimo, going to that belt line with the right hand.
That's been the story so far in this fight. Lomachenko doing a lot of movement, a lot of defense, but keeping that body exposed.
I think the key word from Papachenko was patience. You don't hear that word thrown out there a lot as it pertains to professional prize fighting, but when you're facing a guy in Lopez who's strong, powerful, twitchy, like we said, you got to take some steam out of those punches in order to put yourself in a position where it's safer to let your offense go. But right now, it's not safe enough for Loma to let his hands go, and that's why he's not throwing a lot.
Well, he got to throw some punches if he's going to take some steam off a fighter. Throw some punches. Throw something down to the body. Has he landed a body shot yet?
Tim, we know how Loma fights. He doesn't throw a lot of punches early on. He's trying to wear the mind down of Lopez with the movements and all the different things. That doesn't look like it's working right now, but it's still a lot of fight left.
More body work from Teofimo Lopez to that point. And to support that argument, because even the way CompuBox is tallying this is still well below what we see out of Lomachenko. At this point right now, with a half minute to go in round number 5, Lopez has thrown 174 punches. Lomachenko has thrown 40.
Well, go ahead and wait, Loma. Go ahead and wait, because you're going to have to, sooner or later, you're going to have to step to this young man, because right now, he's easily winning this fight.
And it's not the way he typically goes about it. It's skillful. It's measured.
Has he moved on the angle yet? He hasn't even moved on the angle yet.
And that is what he is known for, being an angular, offensive, aggressive counterpuncher. Interesting to note when it comes to the defense of Lomachenko, that has been simply sublime for most of his career. In his career, opponents only land 18% of their punches on him. Lopez is ahead of that schedule. However, at 135 pounds, fighting bigger than his natural weight, here the champion at 135 with 3 belts, he has been getting hit more. Opponents at 135 pounds land 30% of their power punches against him. Right now, Teofimo Lopez is landing 36% of the power punches against Lomachenko. And he comes in with a 1-2 there, a right hand that tries to split the guard here early in round 6.
Ooh, just missed off the mark with that left hook, Tess.
I kept asking Teofimo in the lead up to the fight about the power. He said, you don't get it. His IQ is going to bring out mine. And what we haven't seen is Loma moving to his right the way he does against everyone else.
He typically takes that angle mark to the right to try to get out of that lead foot and be able to place that power left hand. He gets around that left shoulder, that left elbow of his opponents. We are yet to see it tonight successfully.
You take that away, he's ordinary. And that's exactly what this young man is doing. He's taking that angle away from Lomachenko.
The critics grossly underestimated the boxing skill of Lopez to this point, but the master is opposite him. We knew he would be a slow starter. There's a little bit of an angle in the left hand that tried to go down the alley.
That's what Lomachenko's going to have to do. He's got to close the distance, and I know it seems counterintuitive when you're facing an explosive puncher like Lopez, but you got to get inside that power to be effective so you're not on the end of his punches. Because right now, in the end, he's getting picked apart by Lopez.
The speed of that jab from Teofimo Lopez, those quick hands. Once again, trying to go to the body with a long-range right hand. Southpaw jab being doubled and tripled up. Range finding by Loma. Now he's trying to get to the inside with a short left hand.
That's where he's got to live, right there.
Did you see the hook from Lopez, though?
Well, that hook can be dangerous against the southpaw because it's sitting right on top of them. Closest punch to be landed.
And that's the shot that's going to take away the jab of Lomachenko, that left hook. It's going to make him keep his hands at home.
There's a right hand to the body again from Teofimo. Counter punch by Loma.
Watch your head.
Russell Moore, we haven't said his name much tonight. Getting the assignment as the third man inside the ropes, and that's a good thing.
See, I'm starting to see the same sequence from Lomachenko. He steps in, steps out of range, and he tries to get a jab off. Lopez, let me see if he can pick it up. Nope, there, uppercut.
And a right hand. Big finish to round number 6 for Teofimo Lopez. Does the IBF lightweight champion, the 23-year-old undefeated world champion, halfway through our 12-round fight for supremacy. And Andre Ward's card has it 59-55 Lopez, and it is really tough to disagree with anything there because Lomachenko has hardly put forth any offense. He had the short right hand in the second. He wins the second round, but all the other rounds seem to be obvious for Teofimo.
Don't hold him down, but don't hit him. Let's go. Box!
Mo Sr. told me, look, this guy can take a shot, But what I'm seeing here is that we're going to run him down, but he has to be patient. Just wait for the moment, but we're going to run him into a shot.
You can see some redness and just a little bit of swelling around the face of Lomachenko. Look at that focus on Teofimo Lopez. Hyper attentive to everything going on here as he fires off that back power hand again. Loma able to get out of range.
Lopez can fight at this pace all night long. You want to tire out the young man? I don't think so.
Right hand got around the guard there. There's a right hand to the body from Teofimo.
See, now Lopez now is throwing his punches where he thinks Lomachenko's going to be. He's moving around to the left. Okay, I'll throw the left hook. You move around to the right. Boom, I'll hit you with a right cross.
But don't you think that's a big part of what it takes against the moving target that we typically see of Lomachenko, to anticipate where he will be? He's angular. He likes to move. You have to predict where you need to be. And now you see more of the movement that he's known for. But will it turn into offense? We have yet to see much offense. It's been all Teofimo.
I'm going to let you know right now, Tess. No, we're not going to see it. This man right now is on fire. He is focused, dialed in. He has the heartbeat already, the rhythm of Lomachenko. He's already figured it out.
Lomachenko now trying to close the gap as he comes forward against the young, brash, undefeated American. Look at Loma trying to be more on the front end now. A little rough stuff on the inside as Russell Mora is going to say you got to protect yourself, Teofimo. He's allowed to punch on the inside.
Nothing wrong with that shot that Loma just landed. You got a free hand, you can use it.
That's right.
Says the guy who often did to have pound-for-pound status, Andre Ward, with short body shots on the inside. Anything it took from our partner. Just missing with a right hand, coming to the end of round 7. Different disposition in the back half of that round from Lomachenko. Fascinating fight, isn't it? And you heard it say it's a blowout. There is supreme confidence in the corner of Lopez. There always is. They're just doing it in a different way. More offense we saw out of Lomachenko in that last round. He landed 4 power shots in that last round. But overall in the fight, he's only landed 11 overall. Lopez has landed 38.
Loma's going to have to close that distance.
He's closing it right now.
He's going to have to close that distance and be in range like that, but still be as tight with his defense as possible.
Come here. You got to watch your head. You're coming in with
your head. It's a clash of heads there. So now Loma's coming in with his head.
You're okay with your head? Yeah.
Watch the headbutt here.
All right, guys. Let's go. Watch your heads.
I mean, Teofimo has to understand. It may have been clean for the first half of the fight, but with it all on the line, this will turn into a fight. He's not just going to give the belts away.
Now you see Loma pressing on the gas a little bit. He's fighting with more urgency because he knows he's behind and he knows he only has so many rounds to try to make up the ground.
Right hand by Lopez.
And if you're Lopez, you got to stand your ground and not let Loma take any more ground.
Nice step around right there from Lopez. I said anytime Loma try to get on angles, step around with him. And you see it again. He steps with him.
Split the guard with a right hand. Oh, and there's a left hand from Lomachenko. And now he comes into the pocket and they're exchanging. Lomachenko's best offensive surge of the night. It comes at the halfway point of round 8.
Let go. Let go.
Things have changed, and now he's stepping to Teofimo.
He's got to close the distance.
Teofimo willing to trade. He throws a right hand of his own.
And Lopez has to continue to fight him off.
The fight has begun. Lomachenko looking to dig out of the hole. Lopez trying to throw fire back with fire.
Here it is right now. Loma started. He found the heartbeat now. He found the heartbeat. Got the rhythm going. Now he's letting in his offense. Being very accurate at the moment.
I see a little bit of redness around the eyes of Teofimo. There's the jab from the pound-for-pound best in the world. Right hand behind the jab. Lomachenko back out on the outside. Will he go back into the kitchen?
Lopez can't abandon the jab. He's got to continue to use that. That's what's gotten him up on the scorecards and has him in control of this fight right now.
Straight right hand moments ago. Looking for that right uppercut again. Remember, he had success a couple rounds ago with it. By far the most entertaining round of the fight. Mark down round number 8. Things changed. He was 10 of 20 in power punches. Let's see if he stays a little aggressive here. Round number 9, winner take all 4 belts. And Lopez comes out with a hook.
If you're Loma, you got to continue to use your jab just like that. Sometimes you'll land it, sometimes you won't. But it'll get you in range. Stay tight and let your hands go. Get out of range and then reset and do it again. So you can't lay on the outside like that, Joe.
Lopez having banked all the early rounds. But now it is on the line.
Anatoly Lomachenko said, I need him to establish that jab, get inside behind that jab, but throw combinations, not single shots.
He just pushed back against Lomachenko. That is exactly what his father wanted him to do. After that 8th round, he said, and he did it again, he said, when he comes in like that, don't allow for it. Push him back.
So, watch your legs, watch your legs. Let's go. Let's
See, Loma's in range sometimes, and he won't let his shots go. He's got body shots, and he's got short uppercuts and right hooks, but he's not throwing the punches when he's in range.
Why is that, Dre? Is it because of the danger that exists opposite him, knowing what could be coming back?
That's exactly what it is. Trust me, if Loma felt like he was in control and he could take the power, he would throw more shots. He's not comfortable yet.
Short left hand. Oh, there's a good jab and a combination from Lomachenko. And Lopez comes right back.
Loma's going to have to sell out to get the kind of shots that he wants. Some nights it's just like that. You got to back up your reputation, you got to back up your name, and you got to put yourself in harm's way to get the job done.
And let me tell you something. If he has to sell out offensively, this is going to be an incredibly entertaining stretch run for the undisputed status.
Tonight we're going to see what Lopez has inside tonight. Loma's going to test him.
Lead left uppercut from Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo is not going to give way. He is looking to pull the trigger on these uppercuts. Lomachenko has to close the gap. He has to step in. And that is dangerous against a power puncher who, by the way, is showing very good boxing skill tonight.
If you're Lopez, this is not the time to mentally go to sleep. He's got to stay alert.
3 punches touch him there from Loma. This is not the fight that most thought we would have. Most felt Teofimo Lopez's only chance was to have that dynamite in the right hand and be able to deliver it. They didn't think about this, the athleticism, the quickness, the boxing IQ. Looking for that right uppercut again. Fun to see Lomachenko with a little more
nice body shot right there.
Offensive desire. Just keep with the combinations over and over again. Since he started doing that in the 7th round, he has found success, and you can make a strong argument that he has banked the last 3 rounds. Remember, early on we were all in agreement he only had the 2nd round in the first half of the fight. But the last 3 rounds you can mark down the ledger for Lomachenko. Not that Lopez has tailed off. Lomachenko has had to come on. Round number 10.
No, stop! No.
You know, Joe, this is why you don't see a lot of unifications in the sport, or at least as many as we should, and a lot of undisputed championships, because it's hard. It's not easy. You're risking everything. You could get knocked out. You could get beat. You might get embarrassed. And oftentimes, guys don't want to risk all that.
But give credit for these two, because during the Floyd Mayweather era, when it was about managing the business of boxing, this is about the boxing of boxing. Well done by both men for taking this fight.
One area where Lopez is neglecting is the body of Lomachenko. I told you guys earlier, if you got a guy that's coming in being aggressive, you start hitting him down to the body, he's going to start protecting that rib cage. Oh!
Trying to work his way in with the jab, and a good offensive surge from Teofimo.
Teo getting hit with some big shots right now from Loma. Loma's starting to play some shots, and they starting to get heavy. I'm seeing the wear and tear right now.
In front.
What you see from Loma is just the heart of a winner. You see a guy who is not used to losing, and he's not going to lose easily. He's going to try to bite down what you see him doing right now to try to get his respect and win some more rounds.
Not used to losing. A guy who goes 396-1 in his amateur career and wins 2 golds, and then becomes the fastest ever to be a 3-division champion. He lands the left hand on the face of Teofimo Lopez there.
If you're Lopez, this is where you earn your money as well. You got to bite down and maintain the respect that you've earned in the earlier rounds. Can't give it up right now just because Loma decides he wants to come forward. That's what championship boxing is all about.
That's right.
Moments like this.
How bad you want it. That's what it boils down to. You can see he belongs in the ring with Lomachenko. He's doing very well. But now he got to bite down on that mouthpiece.
He's got to close it.
And close the show.
Left hand right to the midsection, right hand to the body from Teofimo. Both guys trading, both guys willing to get there. Loma gets into the pocket, fires off a combination.
Poor discipline by Lopez. You know, he keeps his hands real low. He can easily block those shots if he brings his hands up. Oh, nice. Oh. No, that's a body shot.
Over there.
Russell Mora is going to say low blow.
Tell me when you're ready.
He's jumping up in the air.
You're okay? You all right? Okay, give me your gloves.
You be the judge. Let's see.
Okay? Okay, stay right here.
Belt line.
Stay right here.
Near the
That
belt
was
line.
accidental.
A little bit low.
Don't let it happen again. All right?
But when you got Loma pulling away like that.
Russell Mora, the referee, has refereed 570 professional bouts. But you could make the same argument for the back half of this fight as we arrive at the championship rounds. 6 minutes to decide it. So, Dre, your scorecard reads exactly the way that I just described it. It's now 5 rounds apiece, according to Andre Ward. Of course, what matters is what is said with Tim Cheatham, Julie Letterman, and Steve Weisfeld, the 3 judges here.
Everything is riding on these next 2 rounds for both fighters.
Yes.
Watch your head, both of you.
And as you can see, the experience of Lomachenko is now starting to pay good dividends. He's been here before. Lopez don't know.
Look at these exchanges here in round number 11. You think they want it?
Let go, let go.
Will they step to each other again? Loma gets right to him. Lopez, of course, can fire off that right hand that can change anything at any moment.
Loma can't forget the body. When Lopez is on the ropes like that, the midsection is wide open.
Lopez is exhausted right now. Loma stepping on that gas, and you can see he's landing those straight punches.
He said, I want to take him to the deep water where he hasn't been. I want to drown him there. These are the championship rounds where the veteran does that.
That body shot hurt Lopez right there. You see him holding on, trying to get himself together.
You can see more pronounced swelling around the eye of Lopez as well. Look at Lomachenko right into him immediately. Closing that gap, a short left hand and overhand right as well. And then an up jab.
Listen to me, you can rest tomorrow. Lopez needs to bite down right now. Lomachenko's putting it on him. Lomachenko's looking for a knockout, gentlemen. He's looking to stop Lopez.
Big 11th round here for Lomachenko. Right hand to the body from Lopez.
Yeah, Lopez is still throwing, and he's still dangerous. Make no mistake about it.
But he's not throwing enough, Dre. And then that big miss right there took a lot of steam out of Lopez.
Lomachenko with that southpaw jab.
Oh,
there's a body shot. Left hand to the body from Lomachenko. And now the break from Russell Mora.
We said in the first couple rounds that this is what Loma had to do to have success, is close the distance, take more risk. He's getting hit, but he's willing to get hit so he can get his offense off.
Well, Lopez is a little bit tired.
That's fair.
Lopez is tired. So a lot of steam off his punches now. So Loma doesn't feel that threatened.
Remember, we talked about how exhausting it is to just be in there thinking about every moment, the hyper focus and attentiveness to every second against Lomachenko. Now you see what it looks like. But the body shots still have effect, don't they? He has committed to that from the start. It was a good 11th round from Lomachenko, but a good finish to it from Lopez as he's stalking forward here. We have 1 round to go. 12th and final round. Winner takes
round,
all.
gentlemen. Clean round.
First
Clean
half
round.
was Teofimo Lopez. Second half has been Vasily Lomachenko. This will decide it. 3 minutes for history.
Dream about moments like this
Yes,
as a
you
young
do.
kid coming up, a fight basically being even going into the last round, and you envision yourself finding a way to pull it out. I want to see who finds a way to pull it out in this 12th round.
Let go, let go.
And
Watch your
Tim,
head.
can
Watch
you
your head.
imagine this fight would typically be in front of 20,000 next door in the big arena, or Madison Square Garden, or Staples. The roar to start a 12th round. But it's just them, and it's just 100 people here in a COVID-protected bubble, the chamber of truth, and this is the way they're going to do it. Bernardo, what do they think and what are they saying in the corner of Lopez?
Teofimo Lopez's father said, look, you're winning this fight. Just go out there and box. But it looks like the son is not trusting that, and he's going out to win this fight, just as Andre and Tim would.
There's reason to believe that. We just
Nice
saw
uppercut.
Andre's card. Good right hand work from Lopez. He is biting down. He wants it.
Oh!
Lomachenko steps to him and fires off. One single moment in this 12th round could sway things. This 12th round could be the decider. We could be sitting on a draw.
Good
We
body
could
shot.
be sitting on something where a body shot swings it. Just landed again by Lopez. And he digs down with a left hand. Comes up top with a left hook. Fires a straight right.
Body language can be everything in this round. Body language, who wants it more? Sometimes that persuades a judge.
Well, Lopez has definitely won the first half of that round, put on a great exhibition of power, speed, skill. Let's see if he can close the show, or if Loma is going to step on the gas.
Stop, let go.
You know Loma stepping on the gas.
Think about everything they put forth, their whole lives. And now 60 seconds to see if you can become an undisputed, the first 4-belt lightweight champion.
It boils down to these moments right here.
Stop, let go.
Right hand tried to time it. Oh, left hand comes in. Oh, and Lopez with success here.
He hurt him.
Teofimo Lopez, best punch of the back half of the fight right there.
hurt him.
Oh, he's got him hurt. Look at this. Teofimo Lopez on the go against Lomachenko. There is no doubt about this 12th round right now, is there, gentlemen?
The young man wants it.
Over there.
What is he doing?
here.
What is he?
Come here, Doc.
It's the cut on the right
An
eye.
accidental headbutt.
He had complete momentum before that
got 10
accidental clash.
seconds.
of
You
heads.
gotta be kidding me.
Listen, 10 seconds considering what he did in this 12th round. Just coasted and it's banged for Teofimo.
I'm lost for words. I don't even know what to say.
Good.
He didn't hear the clack? He didn't hear the clack, clack, clack?
You have to watch your head too, all right? Both you guys got to watch your head.
Clash
All
of
right.
heads opens up the cut.
Box.
Final 10 seconds to take it home. Power surge by Teofimo Lopez in the 12th round of a very, very close fight that will head to the scorecards to decide it. Well done.
Ladies and gentlemen, here inside MGM Grand, after 12 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for the official decision. Tim Cheatham scores the bout 116-112. Julie Letterman scores the belt 119-109. Steve Weisfeld scores the bout 117-111. For your winner by unanimous decision. And now, the undisputed lightweight champion of the world, the Takeover, Teofimo Lopez!
A star is born tonight. Teofimo Lopez just beat Vasily Lomachenko.
Backflip.
As he always does. You want to talk about the ultimate entertainer as he strikes the Heisman pose. Big ol' one-punch knockout, as you can see. How do you like that? Showstopper. Dre, where do we begin with Keyshawn Davis when everybody you talk to, all the experts say he's a can't-miss 5-star guy.
He's got all the makings of a star, inside and outside the ring. Charisma, smile. He's very conscious of what he's saying to the media. But inside the ring, he's won everything in the amateurs except beat the Cuban. He's beat everybody except the Cuban. And that's going to translate, and it already has in his first couple fights in the pro game. You see it already. You just got to see him evolve, run into those tough moments, which I don't think will be tonight, up the road, and watch how he overcomes. And if he can, it's going to be another pillar. It's going to be another star, another face of the sport in the near future.
Well, I'm curious tonight. I know he has a skill, but I'm curious to see if he can get the stoppage against Zaragoza, because he's never been stopped. He's been in there, matched pretty toughly, with good experience, prospects, top prospects as well, and no one's been able to stop him or figure him out.
Zaragoza's 33 years old. Didn't turn to boxing, though, until a couple of years ago. He was a veteran in MMA, in kickboxing. But very active with 6 fights over the course of 2020, and now already his 4th fight in 2021.
Zaragoza, he got the memo. His job is to try to make this as ugly and as rough as possible. It's not about skill and looking good and flashy. That's not him. He needs to make this ugly and try to land some shots and rough up Davis. And even if he doesn't win, survive and be able to say, I gave him a tough fight. That's a win for Zaragoza tonight.
See Davis's overall speed there, just offensively, defensively.
Look like he tried to set up the left hook to the body. Davis is. There it is. That's where he needs to continue to go, the body. You can hit a guy upstairs all night long, but if you go down to that body, definitely can stop him with a liver shot. There it is.
I'll tell you, the left hook upstairs wasn't so shabby either. Now the sweeping right hand. And now he's just finding his spots.
Just with the minor level change right there from Davis, he'll just drop his knees. Then he'll feint, and then he'll get outside with the left hook to the body. Ooh, nice uppercut.
And you hear the thud on that right hand as well. Are the levels you talk about, Tim.
Beautiful distance control right there from young, talented fighter.
Total control early on with the class of Keyshawn Davis. End of 1. In that first round, Keyshawn Davis enjoyed a 26-7 connected advantage. He landed 16 of his 24 power punches, so the accuracy right on target as well.
And it's only going to get worse from here. Those numbers are going to get a little bit more gaudy before all is said and done.
Keyshawn Davis, who is now working with B&B in Omaha. Bo Mack, Brian McIntyre, and that entire team, of course, famously works with Terrence Bud Crawford, the welterweight champion of the world, who's with Bernardo ringside.
The Bud Crawford stable continues to grow. Terrence, what makes Keyshawn special?
Shit, everything. His reflexes, his boxing IQ, his punch selection, his movement, his defense, you know, everything.
Tonight, he's catching shots. He's in the pocket. Is this what you saw when you said, come join this crew?
Don't get greedy. Oh, man, I've been saw his talent, his skills. When I first seen him fight and when I first got in the ring with him when he was still an amateur. You know, so I've been knowing his talent and his skills for a long time now.
Yeah, and he's showing it right now, Joe, with that right uppercut.
He sure is. Now, it's interesting as you see Bud Crawford, who, of course, is coming off of the knockout victory over Sean Porter in that pay-per-view in Vegas. Just a spectacular performance by Bud Crawford there. And look at him working this left hand. But Dre, as soon as Keyshawn Davis went over to work with Bomac, it was Bud who said, all right, come on, you're getting in with me right away. We're going to go. And they did 3 4-minute rounds.
Oh, yeah. That's what time it is. When you're the big dog in the stable and you got the young pup that comes in and he's saying that he's going to be the next one, you got to feel him out. You got to let him know what time it is. A, you want to see what he has, but then you want to let him know what level you're at and the level he needs to reach for.
What you're seeing is a young man that's in total control of the ring, dominating every aspect of the ring. He's doing exactly what he wants to do. Oh, my goodness.
Look at this attack here. And look at how calm and cool and in control he is.
Just enough time on the clock for it to get ugly, fellas.
Let's see what happens. How does Davis close the show? Nearly clipped him with a big right hand. Oh, body shot! I mean, on the target, bullseye body shot. Every bit of it. That's it. As they say in the biz, on the button. Damage done.
Precision, precise, double uppercut right there, right up the middle. As you can see, Zaragoza leaning forward, and then there's the follow-up body shots. Here's the end of the fight. Get outside, he sees the liver, boom! Digs the left hand right downstairs behind the elbow of Zaragoza, and down he goes. Liver shot shuts every system down in your body, just for a moment. Look at that, getting distance right there. Beautiful job and then setting up that left hook.
Digging to the liver.
My goodness.
Digging to the liver. Oh, and did you hear it? And Dre, for those who have felt it on the other end of a pure, accurate liver shot, they will tell you, Dre, it's just instant.
It's a shot.
Instant.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, here inside Madison Square Garden, referee Charlie Fick holds the hold to this bout at 2 minutes, 51 seconds of round number 2. For your winner by technical knockout, Keyshawn, the businessman, Davis!
He's all smiles, and you see the top-ranked executives right behind him, the birthday boy Carl Moretti, Todd DeBuff, the president, who just turned over to us and they just said, wow. You want to talk about the ultimate entertainment as he strikes the Heisman pose. Big a one-punch knockout, as you can see. How do you like that?
Testator, did they both look 6'4" to you when they stood face to face?
You know, it's interesting because Jared looks so much bigger.
Bigger, right?
But you look over at Teslenko, and he's only 213 pounds, but it is on a tall frame. Anderson goes 240.
Anderson choosing to come out in the southpaw stance. I told you, is ambidextrous. He can actually fight both ways, orthodox or southpaw.
There's a left hand to the body, left hand upstairs as well. Very accurate early on from that southpaw stance. Teslenko comes firing back. Right hand to the body from the Ukrainian.
Teslenko has a great right hand, quick on the trigger with it. He does it upstairs and he does it downstairs, as you can see.
Think about that European styles. They don't cock the right hand. They just shoot it right where it is. And oftentimes American fighters aren't ready for it because they're used to seeing it before it comes, not when you're facing a guy with this kind of ability.
Nope, there it is again. Ooh.
Comes at short range.
That last shot from Anderson got Teslenko's attention for sure.
Yeah, that right hand, as many of his right hands, left hand, as many of them do.
I don't think Teslenko planned that he's going to be facing the southpaw. But the good thing And to his credit is he does have an extensive amateur background. Ooh. Ooh. Jared got caught right there.
Yeah, when it crosses that threshold to the inside, that's happened twice now.
I like what Anderson is doing. He's not just reaching for the head. He's taking that left hand straight to the solar plex of Teslenko.
You can also see some red on that spot, Dre. USA chant has started up here at Madison Square Garden as this place is now filling up in anticipation for Lomachenko and Commey.
Anderson just better be careful not to walk in, straight in.
Yes.
That right hand is waiting on him of Teslenko. There it is.
Combination from Jared Anderson sends Teslenko back. So you say the opportunity exists for Teslenko, but you see the power and the skill of Anderson. Fun to have the heavyweights in the ring at MSG, isn't it? Boxing back in the big room. Good finish by Anderson at the end of one. With 9 knockouts. But based on this year, 6-0 this year, and sensational every time out, Tim, many believe he will be named Prospect of the Year.
No doubt in my mind he was going to be Prospect of the Year. And you got to account also for the age of the young man. Not only is he busy, but he's a young prospect. And putting on performances like that, I mean, it was a well-matched fight, don't get me wrong. But the way he did it is what impressed me most.
Hey, Timmy, I thought Keyshawn was a Prospect of the Year.
No, not yet. He's in my top 10 already.
Okay, all right.
I'll let you know that.
All right, thank you, man. Just get it straight.
In that first round, Jared Anderson had a 30-10 connect advantage.
Anderson's corner told him to settle down, and those were the right instructions because he took some unnecessary shots. Teslenko's not a guy that you just don't respect. So you see Anderson being a little bit more deliberate this round, and you see the payoff. He's getting his. Teslenko is not getting his.
Heavyweight from Toledo, Ohio, Dre, who has gotten rid of all 10 opponents.
Well, I could tell right away Anderson definitely watched some film. We discussed it a little bit in the fighter meeting, and I said, well, champ, what did you see? And he said, well, he does have some heart. And I said, I don't think so.
Right hand, left hand, Teslenko crumbles to the ground.
Yep.
It is over. I mean, that was pure power from Jared Anderson. 11-0, 11 knockouts. He says, keep asking the question. Is he the next great heavyweight?
And here we see again, just a flick, eyes closed from Teslenko. He thought another jab was coming, but it was a right hand to the temple. And then you see the big man go down, and you see Anderson, Teslenko, he got up, but he was done. And that was a great stoppage from the referee. But again, it was set up. It was intentional. And he was mindful about what he was doing, and this is the kind of results you get.
Ladies and gentlemen, here inside Madison Square Garden, referee Danny Shimoni calls a halt to this bout at 1 minute 33 seconds of round number 2 for your winner by technical knockout and still junior NABF heavyweight champion, Jared "The Real Big Baby" Anderson.
You want to talk about the ultimate entertainer as he strikes the Heisman pose. Big a one-punch knockout, as you can see. How do you like that? Showstopper. Dre, the kid was a high school junior when Bob Arum, the Hall of Fame promoter, said he's the one to watch, the youngest boxer to ever be signed by Top Rank. Yet every time we meet with him, you walk away saying he handles it well. He can handle all of it well.
Yeah, Xander Zayas is almost too good to be true when you talk to him because he checks all the boxes. The only boxes he hasn't had an opportunity to check are in the ring. How does he deal with major adversity, getting stunned or knocked down or being in a tough fight? If he can answer those questions in due time, Puerto Rico is going to have another great champion.
See, sometimes it's just not about the fighting or the fighter that he's facing inside the ring. Sometimes it's about getting used to the big atmosphere. You know, being on a big stage, this grand stage. This is his first time fighting on national TV. So, you know, that does something to a young fighter. Rattles the nerves, but if he can handle it and do well in this fight, he moves on.
Yeah, to your point, I mean, here he is now, a major city, major NBA arena, national TV card. You fight after the Ali name. You fight right before the world title fight. These are all steps. These are all further bricks in the foundation. Karpency's coming off a long layoff, Timmy, a year and 8 months.
Yeah, you know, that was the thing that I was, you know, weary about when he was coming into this fight. I asked him, I said, well, how do you feel? He said, I feel great. He says, I have a ton of experience. You know, I get really good training. I worked full-time job, but, you know, I had 5 weeks to get ready for this fight.
Oh, nice combination there, doubling up the jab with Xander. Goes with the right hand and then finishes with the left hand to the body.
And Karpency cannot deal with Xander Zayas punch for punch, skill for skill. So he's got to try to land a shot. He's got to try to sneak something in there and hope that Zayas either falls asleep or he catches Xander Zayas in between his shots, and it's probably the right hand that Karpency's looking for.
Uppercut in the mix there.
His variation and combinations is fantastic. He follows the body. We call that reading in boxing. When you're able to see when your opponent's head drop, then you lift him up with the uppercut. Beautiful work by Xander.
Yeah, there's a next level nuance to what you described, Timmy, and we're already seeing in round number 1 from a 19-year-old. It's not just the combinations to the head. In the midst of the combination, a 3, 4, 5 bunch combination, he will see the opening to the body and place it.
Look at him adding some feints to his game. That's beautiful. That was one thing that was missing in his game, and he's starting to apply some foot feints. That's beautiful work right there.
Don't hold, punch out.
The feints is actually what set up that combination right there. He got his man to throw. He came underneath with 2 body shots.
Very sharp opening round. Very, very sharp opening round from a very active and busy Xander Zayas. End of 1.
Time.
Who is undefeated and seeking to become a 2-division world champion. Jamel Herring, the retired U.S. Marine, who's the WBO junior lightweight world champion. He's overcome so much adversity in his career. He has silenced doubters, 4th title defense, and it is the toughest test of his career against the incredibly skilled Shakur Stevenson. That's coming up in moments. Round 2 here. Zayas and Karpency. In the first round, Zayas had a 20-4 connect advantage, including landing 14 of 31 power punches.
And that's going to continue. Joe Tess is not going to slow down. Zayas is going to continue to pick up the pace. And again, Karpency's only opportunity is to try to land a big shot in between the combinations of Zayas or to catch him falling asleep and land that same right hand. I also saw a left hook from Karpency as well. So he's got that in his repertoire.
This is only a 6-round fight. And this, meanwhile, is Shakur Stevenson just chilling out, Timmy. He's got the phone. He's relaxed. He's laying down. He's about 4 rounds away from making a ring walk here.
That's how you.
Is that a live shot? That's a live shot, right?
That's a live shot, Dre, right there. That is Shakur Stevenson. He is relaxed. I mean, the heart rate does not even go up, not a notch, Dre.
Well, maybe he knows something we don't know. Maybe they gave him a walk time that he's comfortable with. I don't know.
Meanwhile, here's Jamel Herring on the other side.
Herring's warming up.
He's warming up with Saul.
And his eyes are turning up the heat. Yeah, he's turning up the heat in this round right now.
Whose mouthpiece?
Mouthpiece came out.
Whose
So
mouthpiece?
Brian Stutz
Yours?
will take the time to wash that off and replace Karpency's mouthpiece.
Nose your corner.
You sit there, you see Shakur Stevenson relaxed and calm, and meanwhile out here in the bright lights, he's got Ye sitting right behind us, right? He's got Michael B. Jordan on the other side, ringside. He's got Evander Holyfield about 10 seats away from us right now. All the celebs are out to see this world title fight tonight.
The next phase, and Xander, good shot right there to the body, to the head from Zayas.
How about that left hand to the body? That angle he took to land the left hand to the body was something.
I'm looking for patience from Xander. I know he got his man hurt, but this is one thing that he said he worked on during training camp was patience, even though he got his man hurt. And he's doing the right thing by going down to the body to bring those hands down of Karpency.
Dan Karpency, who 30 years old, comes from the boxing family. The three brothers. His brother's a two-time light heavyweight title challenger, Tommy. Danny's never been stopped. But he has taken some thudding blows through 2 rounds, hasn't he?
Yes, he has.
19-year-old sensation Xander Zayas in control here in Atlanta. Short break. 17 power punches Andre Ward landed in that second round from Xander Zayas, including a really good-looking left hand to the body.
Yeah, this is the left hand to the body that you were talking about, where he gets in, comes behind the jab, gets perfect leverage, and just rips a beautiful shot. But then he comes back to the head. We didn't show the head shot. There's a beautiful left hook to the body and the right hand to the head, excuse me, the left hook to the head to follow. You see those kind of shots from fighters well into their careers. We're seeing it early for Xander Zayas right now.
Look at the transition from offense to defense. Oh, my goodness.
This kid is talented.
Yes, he is.
I mean, this kid is really talented.
What jumped out at me in that sequence was not the body shots, guys, but he dropped down, his head was low, and his chin was not in the air. He was protected while he was ripping those shots. And that's something we didn't see in his last fight, so we're seeing some improvement here tonight.
You know, Karpency is not making it easy. He's not. No. He's been very defensive. You know, he's not just throwing caution to the wind. He's taking his time. He's thinking inside the ring, and he's making Xander Zayas earn it.
Punch out, punch out. No.
11-year age gap between these two fighters. South Florida's Xander Zayas, 19 years old, has been placing that left hand to the body consistently.
Tess, it's a huge difference between taking advantage of your opponent's mistakes. But it's a different level when you make him make mistakes and make him pay. That's what we're seeing from young Xander right now. You force him.
Karpency is tough as they come, and he's the kind of guy, when you fight him, you got to bring your lunch pail, because he's basically saying, you got to show me, young buck. I may not be as skillful as you. I don't have the speed you have, but I'm not going to lay down easy.
Listen, the guy grew up in Western PA with 2 other fighting brothers and works in a prison. And he's been a pro for a long time, and he's never been taken out.
That's right.
Never been stopped. You see the notice there of Saturday, November 20th. It is Terrence Bud Crawford, who many have #1 on the pound-for-pound list. Dre, I know you do. Against Sean Porter, the former champion. That is the big test that Bud Crawford has been looking for. That pay-per-view will be exclusively on ESPN Plus November 20th. Can't wait for that. Of course, Bud Crawford plays a key role in tonight's world title fight. Shakur Stevenson considers him a mentor and older brother. Meanwhile, Jamel Herring is part of his stable. He works in that camp. Same trainers.
I'll tell you one thing about Xander Zayas. I'll tell you one thing I don't like. I don't like all that hollering. I mean, that's amateurish. He needs to let that go. That's telling your opponent when you're going to throw.
I don't see Karpency moving out of the way much, Timmy. He's tracking him down. What a beatdown at the end. I want to show you the uppercut from the last round. Tim, watch the mouthpiece of Karpency here on this uppercut.
Hey, that's a beautiful thing, but you see how he's reading the body. You see how he saw the head of Karpency drop, and he immediately shoots the right uppercut right up the middle, popping that mouthpiece out like that. Beautiful shot by Xander Zayas.
You may wonder why a guy like Karpency is taking this kind of punishment if you're sitting at home saying, well, why don't you just go down and it'll be over with. Good shot right there. Karpency comes from a fighting family, and it's pride. He's got to look himself in the mirror after this fight. He's got to fly home to PA, and he wants to be able to say, look, I lost the fight, but the young prospect did not stop me.
You can see redness and swelling around the eyes, around the brow of Karpency. World title fight coming up immediately following this performance by Xander Zayas.
Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful work right there. Nice little push off right there to set up his right hand.
That's the shot that's going to do it. It's going to be a body shot because Karpency's one of those guys that can take the headshots all night long. You might get him if you hit him in the right spot and he doesn't see it, but it's probably going to be a body shot that gets Karpency out of there if he goes at all.
He's already landed 27 clean body punches to this point, halfway through round 4. 27.
Get hit with a good body shot to make you reassess why you even wanted to be a fighter in the first place.
Ain't that the truth?
Bring him out.
See blood now coming from the nose of Karpency at a much more rapid pace. You see the bruising under the right eye, above the left eye, and redness around the flank from all those body shots. Tough way to earn a paycheck. Headshot comes in. There's the left hand to the body.
Yes, to the solar plex. That hurt. You see Karpency getting on his bike, trying to get a breath. Let's see if Zayas can get another shot in there.
Never been stopped, Karpency. Never. He is absorbing.
Beautiful shot by Xander Zayas. How he set up that body shot. Quick combinations upstairs to bring the hands up of Karpency, and then he came down with a body shot. A left hook to the body.
Ref's got to keep a close eye on Karpency.
His father's the trainer in the corner, and I think he's got to take a really good look and ask what cost is being put forth here.
Ref, that's it. That's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, here inside State Farm Arena, the blue corner stops this bout at the conclusion of the 4th round, declaring your winner by technical knockout, Xander Zayas.
When he was 5 years old, his mom wanted him to deal with bullying, so he started boxing. He's 19 now. You want to talk about the ultimate entertainer as he strikes the Heisman pose. Big a one-punch knockout, as you can see. How do you like that? Showstopper. So here we go. After all the talk from Teofimo Sr., the trainer, that we are going to take a world title in our 15th fight, which this is. And then we will take down the great Vasily Lomachenko in fight 16, which would be the prize for the winner here tonight, as Lomachenko is sitting ringside. Can you back it up?
Ready?
Against the IBF lightweight champion, Richard Commey, Teofimo Lopez, as we are underway from New York.
See right away, Teofimo Lopez trying to establish his jab right now, trying to get respect from Commey. Trying to get the distance down. There's the right hand of Richard Commey.
That is what Richard Commey is at his best, a viper-like right hand. Tim, I'll offer you this, an opportunity to tell us a little more about Richard Commey, the must-do, can't-do on the
Well,
champ.
they told us in the fighter meeting, you know, must-do. Pressure is the thing that sticks out to me here. He must pressure Lopez, take him into deep waters, and drown him. And the three things that he told us that he couldn't do, the thing that sticks out to me is do not lock up in front. Don't put the earmuffs on. Don't shell up. You become an instant punching bag when you do so.
And when you do, you're going to be absorbing a lot of power. Lopez 11 knockouts among his 14 wins. Dre, Lopez's last fight out was unremarkable, and we know why. He was greatly distracted by the fractures in his family and his personal life. That was July 19th when it was a decision win against the previously undefeated Masayoshi Nakatani. What good can come out of that experience as a learning moment?
I love that fight for him. It wasn't, you know, the Teofimo Lopez that we're all used to seeing, and that's good. It brought him back down to earth. It let him know that he's not invincible, and it's probably going to get him ready for this fight tonight, at least psychologically, if nothing else, because, again, he's back down to earth in terms of, you know, not having too much confidence, and he trained different. He looked different in the fighter meeting, so I think that prepared him for tonight, Joe Tess.
So a shoulder roll and a counter right from Lopez moments ago.
It's a good patient round from both fighters. Good left hook right there from Lopez. But Commey, I think, has got the slight edge with the jab and the right hands he's landed.
Had the right hand earlier. Now closing in that range that time.
Commey right now get hit with some solid shots. The left hook of Lopez just landed, buzzed him a little bit.
Lopez has a little more variety to his weaponry than Commey has. He can be effective with that left hook. There should be high-level offensive stuff throughout. A very good start here to our lightweight world title fight. We're going to take a quick break and come right back to Madison Square Garden. Stay with us. One of the wild nights in the sport when Otto Wallin was able to cut the lineal undefeated heavyweight champion and stand there toe-to-toe, only to see the talent gap widen as the fight went on, and Fury won that fight back in September, of course. Now setting up what is widely reported as the mega showdown that'll happen after the new year with the two undefeated heavyweight champions, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, meeting up in a rematch with both fighters in different places. There is that short left hook by Lopez that sends Commey back here at the start of round two. Oh, what a big shot by Lopez! And Commey is on spaghetti legs here in round two. The champion is hurt badly. Can Lopez do it? He has 2 minutes to work. Big right hands. He's got him hurt. Lopez, Brooklyn born, coming here to Manhattan, looking to make magic. Commey is hurt badly. Lopez moments away from having it happen. And there it is. He has done it. Teofimo Lopez delivering on everything he said he would.
There he is, dip low right there. Took the eyes of Commey down. That is the right hand with the right hand. Look how Lopez got his head off the line, and he looped the right hand in and caught him. Beautiful shot by Lopez right there.
Yeah, beautiful shot, but I like the way he set it up. He ducked down, got Commey to look down, and came right over the top. They both exchanged at the same time. Obviously, Lopez's shot got there before Commey's did. A lot of power, and Lopez has a way of winding up with that right hand. We've seen it before. We saw it again tonight. You can't get hit with that kind of shot early in the fight and think that you're going to have a chance to get up and be able to weather that storm and shake that off. It's just not going to happen.
Both men opened up. One guy got there first, and then let's show you the end of the fight when he landed 31 of 35 power shots.
This is it, end of the fight. You know his man is hurt. He got him against the ropes. He squared up, defenseless, punching hard, right hand, right hand, until the referee steps in and stops the action. Lopez, he smells blood here. He has his opponent hurt. And he's just finishing him. What a great performance by Lopez. Outstanding work by the young champion, Teofimo Lopez. And there's the backflip.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time. 1 minute, 13 seconds in round number 2. Our referee in charge, David Field, stops the contest. He is the winner by way of technical knockout. He is still undefeated. And the new IBF lightweight champion of the world, Teofimo Lopez.
The belt is his at 22 years old.
You want to talk about the ultimate entertainer as he strikes the Heisman pose. Big ol' one-punch knockout, as you can see. How do you like that?
For eBay, it's his 4th consecutive bout inside this MGM Grand bubble. Joe Tessitore ringside with Tim Bradley, Andre Ward, and our ace reporter, Bernardo Osuna. Mark Kriegel, is the label of next great American heavyweight too much, too soon on Jared Anderson?
No, what's the biggest problem in boxing? Fighters you don't know, fighters you don't care about. For Anderson, the hype, the idea of being the next great American heavyweight becomes his identity. That's a good thing. Big fighters need big expectations, fellas.
Dre, he says it's a good thing that it has become his identity of being the next great American heavyweight. When we visit with him, we constantly walk away saying he feels very comfortable, very secure, very contented. He's got a good way about him.
He does, and he looks very content, very comfortable in this first round. But to your point, you know, he's got a polarizing personality, big smile, and a lot of skill to go with it.
Right now, what I love from Anderson is his concentration right now. He has his eyes focused and sealed on eBay because he understands what he's up against. He understands that eBay has some power to hurt him.
eBay's last fight was in early October right here at the MGM Grand Bubble. It was a 6-round draw against the 2016 Italian Olympian, the undefeated pro prospect, Guido Vianello. Oh, there's an exchange, and eBay came with a straight left hand as they opened up. Anderson goes to the body with the jab.
This is not supposed to be an easy fight for Anderson. This is the fight that he wanted. eBay's a guy who doesn't have a lot of boxing experience, but that's what makes him dangerous. He's crude, he's awkward, and he's willing to fight. So let's see how Anderson responds to some early adversity.
And to add on that, Dre, he's very untraditional, you know, like he throws punches at odd angles. See him switch from southpaw to orthodox right in front of Anderson. Then all of a sudden he'll just explode with a big shot. So
you can see blood coming from the nose of Kingsley eBay as Jared Anderson able to get that right hand in against the big 6'4", 276-pounder. Anderson goes to the body, goes back up top with a right hand.
Anderson, with the exception of the one shot he got caught with, is looking very sharp in this first round.
Significant amount of blood now coming from the nose of eBay.
And all of this is happening because Anderson has been disciplined with his left jab, his lead hand.
There it is.
But that's what
return fire from eBay.
That's what he's got to be careful for, that wide, awkward shot that eBay loves to throw.
Out of nowhere. If I'm Anderson right now, I'm going to be very selective with my shots. Anderson is getting comfortable head hunting, but the body is what he needs to work. Work the body, bring those hands down on the big man, and break him down.
Good start for the 21-year-old undefeated Jared Anderson. Jared Anderson outlanded Kingsley eBay 27-6 in that opening round. He was 14 of 25 on his power punches, Tim.
Yeah, check out these combinations that Anderson was able to land right hand beautifully timed the jab of Ibeh. That's why he was able to land that shot. And again, a slapping right hand right there and a nice jab to follow up. Ibeh defensively is not that sound defensively, you know. He's a guy that doesn't have a whole lot of experience. He's just an explosive fighter in spots. So Anderson needs to be careful in there and be selective with his shots like he's doing right now.
Dre, Tim mentions the lack of overall experience for Kingsley Ibeh, limited as a boxer, but a former football player, and he's got that build.
Yeah, but a guy his size, that makes him dangerous. What he doesn't know makes him dangerous because he's not getting caught up in this skill game. He just wants to duck his head and land a big shot. And for a young fighter early in his career, that could be problemsome. So he's got to, and I'm talking to Anderson, just has to be disciplined and patient, like Tim said, and then he could potentially get the knockout.
It's interesting, we saw the corner of Jared Anderson. Bernardo, it included the pound-for-pound #1 fighter in the world, Bud Crawford. What are they saying?
Well, Daryl Riley said, I know that Jared sees the openings I'm seeing, but I need him to settle down, don't rush, take his time and break him down.
Dre, something that you were mentioning in that first round.
Well, he's going to have to do, he's going to have to do that to soundly beat a fighter like Ibeh without taking any crazy risks. Like, you can get the job done impressively without getting hit with the wild shots that he's been hit with so far. And he's only gotten caught with 2 shots, but they were big shots.
There's that steady work with the jab.
But I do think the first round for Anderson was nearly a perfect round for him. A little anxious, but everything else was clicking.
Off balance that time as he missed with the right hand. Ibeh tried to come back with a right of his own.
But Joe, that right of his own, those are the kind of wild shots that I'm alluding to.
Awkward, off balance, non-conforming, constantly switching stances is Ibeh.
Yeah, he broke a rule. You're not supposed to throw a shot from that angle, but he throws it.
Kingsley Ibeh, originally from Africa, came to the United States at 16 years old. Talked to us about how long it's been since he's seen his brother and his mom in the course of the past 10+ years. As a college football player at Washburn University, had a cup of coffee with the Calgary Stampeders in the CFL. Coming to the end of 2. First 2 rounds in the bank for the undefeated Jared Anderson, the Toledo native who moved to Houston, Texas just before the holidays. Trains down there with Daryl Riley and Kay Karoma. Through 2 rounds, Dre, he's landing 48% of his jabs.
Yeah, that's the most important punch in boxing, and that's the most important punch for Jared Anderson tonight. See, this left hand that you see right here, this won't get you on a SportsCenter top 10, but it will set up the punch that will get you on a SportsCenter top 10. So he's got to stay disciplined with that left jab for the duration of this fight.
You see the little antics for both fighters, both guys trying to figure things out. But, you know, Anderson is systematically beating on Ibeh, slowly breaking him down, starting with that jab.
Well, that's what he told us, and I'm talking to Anderson. In the fighter meeting, he said, I want to break down the mind of Ibeh, and then the body will follow.
And that's exactly what he's doing right now.
Minute into round 3, his average fight is 1.7 rounds. His longest fight to date for Anderson was 2:22 of round number 4. Those 7 total fights have lasted 12 rounds.
And to that point, Joe, because Anderson hasn't gone a lot of rounds and hasn't been in a real tough fight yet, it's imperative that he stays focused and doesn't fall asleep, because Ibeh is looking for a big shot. Just like you see right there, he's ducking down, he's looking, he wants Anderson to make a mistake. Anderson has to stay focused for the duration of this fight.
And I believe that Anderson is, and that's the reason why you're seeing the single jabs by him. He's trying to get Ibeh to throw and get off balance so he can catch him on the way in.
Watch your feet. Watch your feet.
Ibeh smiling, saying, please just make a mistake so I can let this left hand go.
Look at that, perfectly placed right hand down to the body. Now Anderson saying, hey, you gonna switch southpaw? I can switch southpaw too.
Now eBay back to orthodox.
Good That's shot. Exactly what he was setting up right there. Looking for eBay to expose himself with his offense and then boom, make him pay.
That shot knocked eBay back southpaw.
See that blood continuously coming from the nose of eBay. That started halfway through round number 1. And a big smile on the face of the undefeated 21-year-old Ohio native, Jared Anderson. Oh, to be 21 years old and in a cash-heavy heavyweight division, and a very top-heavy division that we will talk about when we return.
All the time, anytime he wants to. I see later in this fight, I see the right hand coming over the top and the right hand in the left hook possibly finishing eBay.
Joe, Tim, and Dre with you here ringside as we get a peek at 7-0 Jared Anderson. You mentioned the jab. He has landed 35 of 81 thrown. Round number 4 scheduled for 6. Remember, the longest fight he has had to date is 2:22 of round number 4. You see the total jabs that we mentioned through 3 rounds. And total punches, he's outlanding eBay 65-12. Dre, this heavyweight division, obviously, you sit back at 21 years old. You got time. You got time. In the lower weight classes, and we're going to have a visit with Teofimo Lopez. You got an undisputed champion at 23. But here you got time because sitting there is Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. And we know that soon we expect for an official word that they will be fighting in late spring, early summer, and possibly 2 fights. And there's Deontay Wilder still out there, and Andy Ruiz making a comeback, and familiar names like the veteran Povetkin and Parker and Usyk, who's a cruiserweight undisputed champion moving up to heavyweight. He can take his time and put bricks in the foundation.
Yes, he can. And the beautiful thing about the heavyweight division is even though it is top heavy, there's a lot of top contenders that a young fighter can work his way to, you know, big name guys within the sport where they can make a decent amount of money, keep sharpening their skills, and prepare for when that moment comes.
Yeah, decent amount of money. Have you been reading the headlines as to what they think Fury and Joshua could be pulling down?
No, I have not.
Oh, well.
That's Mayweather money.
Widely reported that Fury and Joshua will fight for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world come late spring.
See, I think in these situations right here, the onus is on Jared Anderson because nobody expects eBay to win this fight. But the world is watching Anderson saying, show us something. Give us a reason to get behind you. Give us a reason to support you. So sometimes winning is not just enough. Yes, be smart, but he wants to make sure he closes the show in the right way.
It's time for a changeup. You know, he's got him used to the jab. Lead with the left hook as opposed to the jab. And I'm talking about for Anderson, that's what he should do.
Because eBay's doing what he's supposed to do. He's surviving right now. He said, hey, you won't do anything, I won't do anything.
Give me that water. Right. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Can you breathe with both of them in?
You got to get inside on this guy and push him back. You got to make this an ugly fight, Kingsley. You got to push him back and punch. Up, okay?
Jab it. Fuck him. Press him. You know that already. Press him. Be the boulder. You hear me? Press him. Push him against the ring.
Let's go, boy. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, baby.
Back here live in Vegas, strong night of action on Top Rank. Richard Commey the former lightweight champion who was knocked out by Teofimo Lopez 14 months ago, makes his return. It comes in our main event later tonight against Jackson Marinez. We also have Adam Lopez and Jason Sanchez in a very important 10-round featherweight fight. And you see right there Commey in the locker room. He had a visit with Teofimo Lopez, who is here ringside. We will hear from the undisputed champion in just a little bit. This is round number 5. The undefeated Jared Anderson in complete control. He has outlanded Kingsley-Ibeh to this point, 79-15.
Tess, I like what I'm seeing from Anderson. You know, he's been very patient. You know, these are growing pains for him. Not a problem. You know, this is the longest I've seen him in a fight. Ibeh is not an easy guy to face, man. You know, he's a guy that has punching power. He's a guy that explode at any moment with a shot. Anderson is doing the right thing, using his jab, staying composed, and just waiting on the right opportunity to land the shot.
It is now the longest fight of his career, Timmy, as we're here into round 5.
When Ibeh's on the ropes like that, trying to rest and buy time, I think that's a good time for Anderson to pick up his left hand, pick up his jab, not just to the head, but to the body. Stab him to the body, steal win from him, and send a message to Ibeh that I'm not going to let you rest. Yeah, I'm going to be smart, but I'm going to steal win if you want to sit on these ropes like that.
And to add to that, I believe that he needs to add some more feints to his game as well. You know, get Ibeh to commit off the feints.
You see in the corner of your screen what's coming up a week from right now, and that is Miguel Burchelt against Oscar Valdez in what is one of the most anticipated Mexican versus Mexican warrior fights we've had in some time. You know, the great history and tradition of those countrymen fighting through the years. 5 times in the last 20 years, the fight of the year has been between Mexican fighters, and that world championship fight at 130 pounds will be on ESPN next week. And look at Jared Anderson.
Anderson doesn't really fight like a heavyweight.
No, he doesn't.
He's like a middleweight trapped in a heavyweight's body. He's got that mentality of quickness, speed, and flair. He doesn't lumber around like a typical heavyweight. Decent shot from Ibeh right there that grazed the temple of Anderson.
Well, that is something that is said of the #1 heavyweight in the world as well. Tyson Fury, who at 6'9", 270+ pounds, is often mentioned as a guy who fights and has the agility and nimbleness of a middleweight. And it was Jared Anderson who was his chief sparring partner when he got ready for Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, I think Fury's a light heavyweight trapped in a heavyweight's body.
Back here live in Vegas, 6th and final round in our heavyweight opener. Jared Anderson has been in complete control, dominating Kingsley-Ibeh. 7-0, 21-year-old heavyweight prospect. Could be his first distance fight. 7 knockouts in his 7 wins.
You know, if there's nothing there for a fighter when he's dominating, keep doing what you're doing and get the decision win. But if there's opportunity to step it up and close the show, you should do that. And I think there is opportunity for Anderson. He has to be smart, and I can't say that enough, but there is opportunity.
Just tagged him with a right hand. Ibeh is coming forward now. Perhaps that's where the opportunity comes for.
That right uppercut to the body from Anderson was mean a few seconds ago.
2-punch combination from Jared.
So you see the reaction from Ibeh. He's starting to break him down. That's what I mean when I say there's opportunity. Don't let him sort of, you know, steal the fight by just, you know, going the distance by kind of staying on the ropes and making you think he's going to do something. Press him and make him prove it.
What you're saying is that he just need to get a little bit more consistent with his jab and start piecing punches together instead of throwing one shot at a time.
And Anderson will be in range to get hit.
Just like he's doing here.
His offense is a lot more explosive than Ibeh's.
Just as he's doing right here. Needs to keep piecing them together.
Significant amount of blood now coming from both the nose and the mouth of Kingsley-Ibeh. Halfway through the 6th and final round, can Jared Anderson keep the knockout streak alive? 3-punch combination.
Jeez.
Ibeh's ready to go. You just got to give him a little help.
Push him out the door, Andre.
More work from that jab of Anderson.
Good shot.
Russell Mora is telling Kingsley Ibeh, you got to show me something. He's thinking about stopping the fight with the damage Ibeh is taking. Big guy, former football player, 6'4", 276, and he's absorbing a lot of punishment, and a big left hand will end the night. Jared Anderson, 8 for 8, explosive finish.
He's still out, Joe. He's still out.
Hurt bad.
Kingsley Ibeh is laid out. Medical attention into the ring immediately as the 21-year-old heavyweight sensation Jared Anderson absolutely floors him here in the 6th round. And that's a great sign as you see him now able to move his extremities and lift his head. They will take a very slow and deliberate approach in handling Kingsley Ibeh here. Stage by stage, as you have some of the best ringside physicians in all of boxing in this Nevada State Commission. Dr. Raimundo Leon, Dr. Obert, Coates, and Bacharan all attending here ringside. And one of the most active commissions, of course, in all of boxing. So they will take this in stages and assess Kingsley Ibeh. Eventually, they will sit him up and get him to the stool. And, of course, he will be headed off to the hospital. And that is the first good stage when they assess him neurologically, that he's good to sit up. And they'll eventually get him to the stool. 58 power punches landed by Jared Anderson. 17 of them in that partial 6th round alone.
And you notice, Tess, anytime someone lands over 50% of their power shots, it's going to be a knockout.
Another dominating performance for Jared Anderson, the 21-year-old who is touted as the next great American heavyweight. All right, let's go through it with the replays, Timmy.
Yeah, let's take a look at this end of this fight here. You know, Anderson being very smart right there, feigning before he actually attacked. Nice block right there, and came back with offense and caught him with a nice, beautiful short left hook in the inside, right on the chin. Ibeh was pretty much ready to go, you know, and we said early on that he had to get a little more consistent with his offense, and if he gets a little bit more consistent with his offense, he could get the stoppage.
Yeah, he closed the show just like we said, and you can see in the eyes of Ibeh that he was ready to go, but, you know, he's been around the game long enough to know how to survive, and Anderson didn't give him that opportunity. A great step back, beautiful right hand to the top of the head, and a left hook that literally turned the lights out of Ibeh. That was the Sports Center type 10 shot. Top 10 shot that we were talking about.
Oh, you are going to see that everywhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, here inside MGM Grand, this bout comes to a stop at 2 minutes, 19 seconds of the 6th round. For your winner by knockout, Jared, the real big baby, Anderson.
8-0, 8 knockouts, 6th round KO from the guy originally from Toledo, Ohio, Jared Anderson.
You want to talk about the ultimate entertainer as he strikes the Heisman pose. Big old one-punch knockout, as you can see. How do you like that? Showstopper.
Touch up, let's go.
Xander Zayas says he liked that weaving and bobbing motion because it got him hyped up for the fight, much like when Juan Lopez, his compatriot, used to fight Antito Trinidad. Now he wants to be more Trinidad than Juan Lopez, and he comes out firing here, Tim Bradley.
See that stick right out the gate? That's what I like to see from the young man. Check his balance out. Beautiful change in level right there with the jab already. About to set something big over the top.
Got the Smurf hairdo with that crazy blue, but it's all business once he steps into the ring for this 18-year-old in his 9th professional fight.
Yeah, Lethal Larry, his whole game is pressing forward. He's physically strong. He's kind of squat. If you're Zayas, you don't want to let him get started. You don't want him to gain any confidence. You want to do exactly what Xander is doing right now.
Taking the fight to Friars, who moved out to Las Vegas for this fight, trained under former world champion Wayne McCullough. is from the same hometown as Hall of Famer Barry McGuigan. Came up in the amateurs with Patty Barnes, so there's a lot of great boxing around him, but there's a great opponent in front of him tonight.
You know, you see young prospects like Zayas, and you know they're good, you just don't know how good. In each fight, we get to see how good he is little by little by little.
Nice body shot with the right from Friars. Gets clipped with the right hand from Xander Zayas.
Yeah, the left hook is his power shot. He has a really good right hand, but you see the double up right there with the left hook right in between the guards of Friars, and you see he's hurt there.
Yeah, his legs aren't all there, and he's going to come and do what he knows how to do, Dre, throw shots.
Right, and that left hook that Zayas missed had a lot of heat on it.
Did miss with that right hand, and this is where Xander becomes dangerous, those quick combinations, and when he's got you hurt, he knows how to finish.
Good, yeah, good well-placed body shot and left hook. Didn't load up on it, just turned it over.
Quick combination, the legs of Larry Friars are not all there. Ooh, nice shot to the body from Zayas. Just picking apart Larry Friars, and that left hook he just can't miss with. And then he does.
He kind of rushed that one right there.
He told us, watching back his 56-second destruction of LaMarcus Layton, he says, I tried to rush things and got clipped. That's the one thing I'm trying to avoid in this fight.
Yeah, because he's planning for the future. That's what you got to prepare yourself for. It's not just about who you're fighting right now. It's about who you may see in the future. So if the more disciplined you are, he got caught with a hook right there, bagging out from too close. But the more you pay attention to and developing better habits inside the gym, the better you are in the pros later on.
Nice right hand from Friars. It looked like he may not finish round one on his feet, but he's able to do that if he can get to the final bell. Ooh, big right hand from Zayas. It's going to be interesting to see what adjustments Larry Friars can make coming out for round number 2 against Zayas, who continues to show that he's got every tool in the arsenal.
Friars, clearly the smaller man, short arms. I know it can seem like they're a mile apart, and that's why he's kind of leaping in to try to hit Zayas, but he's got to try to come behind his jab and get inside and work. But when he leaps up, the taller fighter is just waiting for him to come down and hit him with those right hands and left hooks.
You know, it's really tough, Dre, when you fight a disciplined fighter like Xander Zayas. Being 18 years old, you know, he has control of the range. He understands every avenue inside the ring already at the age of 18. So anytime Friars even try to look to throw a jab, look at the right hand right over the top. A beautiful shot right there by Friars. Exchanging with him. That's what he needs to do.
And yet, defensively, Zayas was responsible keeping his hand up.
But Tim's right. That's the only shot that Friars has, is to try to catch Zayas in the middle of his punches in an exchange. But if he doesn't, he's going to be getting hit with shots like that.
And then he's going to be swinging at air like he was right there after getting clipped.
Stop. Hey, pay attention. Step back, box.
The 7.5 reach advantage for Xander Zayas. That's crazy. 7.5 inches. Probably got to feel like a 20-inch reach advantage to Friars right now.
Yeah, because you got to accumulate the speed also, calculate the speed on that punches.
Look at Tim getting mathematical. You got to apply the Pythagorean theorem. Nice quick combination there from Zayas, and you can see that Friars gets his legs shaken every time Zayas lands solidly, but he's in the ring still, trying to be in this fight.
Well, he's Irish. He ain't going nowhere. He's tough.
Man, some of the toughest amateur fights of my career coming from the Irish.
I got some of that Scottish and Irish in me too, so I know about it.
Oh, footing right there of Xander Zayas was a bit off.
Stop.
And this is what Friars will try to do, is make it rough, make the young man, you know, experience something he hasn't had before.
Yeah, you got to realize, okay, this is my only shot, and you got to try to shoot your shot and keep trying that over and over and hope that you have some success. You can't just sit on the outside and get peppered all night.
Oh, low blow there from Zayas. Nice shot from Friars, but then he has to take return fire in exchange because he was so far out. I know he's hungry to become a world champion, but so am I. I want to be a 3-time world champion, and I know I have to be destructive and impressive to get that shot. And Xander Zayas says, I want to be destructive and impressive too. That's what he's trying to do against Larry Friars.
Stop! Let him go, let him go, let him go.
See, Zayas is hitting Friars with clean shots up top, and you see Friars is fighting back. So what you want to do is you want to take your attention downstairs, because you know no fighter likes to get hit downstairs. Ooh, that back leg is hurt. Look at that leg.
Friars is in trouble here, and we know what a finisher Xander Zayas can be. Nice left hook from the young kid, and the 18-year-old has his opponent hurt, and he's holding on for dear life as Larry Friars. The back leg not responding. The two fists of Xander Zayas are, and in trouble is Larry Friars. Gets caught with the left hook, another left hook. Celestino is in there, and he's stopping the fight at just the right time as Xander Zayas gets a spectacular stoppage here in Las Vegas, proving he is the future of Puerto Rican boxing.
But that was a good stoppage by the referee.
Yes, it was.
Even though Friars disputed it.
Ladies and gentlemen, here inside the Virgin Hotel, Las Vegas, referee Celestino Ruiz calls a halt to this bout at 1:02 of round number 3. Declaring your winner by technical knockout, Xander Zayas.
Xander Zayas' 7th knockout in 9 professional victories.
You want to talk about the ultimate entertainer as he strikes the Heisman pose. Big a one-punch knockout, as you can see. How do you like that? Showstopper.
Lopez says you will see something bigger and better. Hard to duplicate a 44-second knockout. And he's in against a veteran, a crafty veteran. Good test for Teofimo Lopez. 3 minor belts on the line. Scheduled for 10. And here we go. "11-year age difference. 203 fight rounds for Magdaleno. 34 for Lopez. See if he can use that ring experience to his credit, Magdaleno.
There's no such thing for Teofimo as a feeling out round.
Right.
He gets right to the action, but Diego, being the savvy veteran that he is, the 2 world title experience, he knows he's not going to jump in, get caught, you know, trying to get in too many shots early. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Diego just kind of moving around, feeling things out himself, not trying to get caught with anything early.
He landed the left hand right on Teofimo's chin. That's the first major punch that's been landed. Looked like Teofimo want to stay on the inside. He didn't move back after Diego came in with that 1-2.
Lopez moving around a lot, but just hasn't been able to fire. And Magdaleno picks off that jab.
He can't throw that. Diego can't throw that jab that slow. Teofimo too fast for that.
Diego Magdaleno, a southpaw. Teofimo Lopez asking his matchmakers, asking his promoter, I'd like to fight a southpaw. I want to show the world my skills against all different types of fighters. Many people believe it's because they see him possibly matching up with Lomachenko in the future, but he said no, it has nothing to do with Lomachenko. I just want to show people that I can fight all kinds of fighters.
Yeah, he just wants to show the diversity that he has in his game.
Every time Lopez is out there, he's essentially auditioning for a bigger and better role.
Look at Lopez is coming in. You see how he tried to keep Diego in that corner?
And he caught him with a straight jab to the body, then landed it back up top.
Magdaleno goes to the body, then upstairs.
If Teofimo just stay in that spot, just stand his ground, and look for that left hook. Get that left hook off of Diego's jab. Right there. He's trying it. He'll get it. He'll get it if he keep trying to. He keeps setting it up with that jab. You see the difference in his hand speed?
Yeah, it's evident.
Yeah.
Magdaleno, though, snaps it in there a lot more than what we saw in the last fight. There's a combination by Magdaleno.
Diego doing a good job with his footwork, too.
Yeah.
He land, and then he moved to the side.
Teofimo, straight right hand. Another right hand. Another right hand. And Magdaleno says, you ain't bothering me. All right, round 2.
I think Teofimo will come out a little faster this round.
It's only a 10-round fight versus a 12. But there's still time.
NABF, NABA, and USBA titles on the line.
Y'all see what Lopez is doing?
And a good 1-2 to the body.
See what
Diego
Lopez
to start.
is doing? Lopez is start picking up that front foot, trying to get a distraction, like a little feint or something.
Like he's trying to bait him in a little bit?
Yeah, trying to bait him in. But Diego's not going for that. See how he landed that straight left?
And he blocked that shot.
Uh-huh.
And Diego's corner is clapping for him. They like what they see.
Oh, yeah. He's matching him. Trying to match him speed for speed.
But that was quick. Lopez jumping in there.
Diego got to use his timing.
Left hook by Teofimo. Oh, right hand gets
that's
through.
Nice hit, but
It's the arm.
Oh, was it the arm?
Yeah.
Oh, what a right hand by Lopez. That was his best punch of the fight.
Teofimo just coming in with his hands down.
Yeah, because he's
slick.
Yeah, he's slick. He's real slick. Oh, he switched.
He's busted up that nose a little bit. There's a lot of blood, a lot of redness and some blood on the nose of Magdaleno. Lopez looking, focusing.
Teofimo's father and his trainer said he's out of there in 2 rounds. He's got a minute and 18 seconds to see if he can do what his daddy told him.
Teofimo tried to land that straight.
He's looking for it.
Yeah.
Oh, he got through again, another right hand. Back to the body goes Lopez.
He got 1 minute. They must have talked about this in camp.
Look at Lopez firing away. Coming forward with confidence.
Diego's not moving. He's just standing right there.
He got to use his legs to get away. He can't sit there and do a firefight with him.
Right hand got through again.
Lopez is too fast for him.
Magdaleno in the corner. Lopez lighting up. Landing a right hand. Combination by Lopez. "30 seconds to go in this second round.
I like the way Lopez is just stay to the body. Diego.
That's a big cut on the bridge of his nose, though. Hopefully he can breathe.
Now Lopez slows down a little bit, lands a right. Magdaleno comes forward, going back to the jab. Lopez trying to load up on every punch, Bomac.
That big left hand, he's looking for that left hook.
Round number 3 scheduled for 10. NABF, NABA, USBA titles on the line in the lightweight division. Teofimo Lopez taking on Diego Magdaleno. Magdaleno's corner did a good job getting him fixed up between rounds. Bridge of that nose had a lot of blood.
I like how Diego continued trying to go down to that body off that jab.
Lopez loads up on the right hand.
Lopez is trying to get Diego to bring that left hand down so he can
short uppercut.
Leap that right hand around.
Lopez's hand speed is just so much faster than Magdaleno's. So he's just catching him before he even gets to throw a punch right between the guard, even with that uppercut.
And because of the lightning quick hands, he can be patient for a second. There it is, and then he just unleashes the punch.
That right uppercut is the key.
He's getting that right hand through now.
Yeah.
And he shoots it from the hip sometimes. You don't even see it coming. It just flings right up there.
By the way, he hasn't really gotten to the body. He's just loading up on the head. Crisp jab. Good defense there by Lopez. Picked off that Magdaleno jab. Oh, left hook got through that time.
That's the left hook he's been looking for.
Yep, that
Diego
one landed.
took it really, really well.
Magdaleno also landed one inside. At the same time, he landed his left hook on the body of Teofimo.
That's that youth.
Oh, yeah, he walked right through it.
Snapping off the jab now, Lopez does. Loads up on the right hand. Right hand again.
It's easy for Teofimo.
It's a little bit of target practice for him right now.
Diego got to throw more than one punch.
Left hook by Teofimo.
Diego got to start doing a little bit more timing. Maybe throwing some feints in between to try to get Teofimo to bite on something so he can timing.
And Diego has landed some punches, but it's almost, you just get the feeling that Teofimo can land at will. Anytime he wants to go off, he's gonna land a shot.
And I'm impressed the way he waits for a couple seconds and then he unloads. And again, the blood now streaming from the nose.
He's growing too. He's growing as a fighter because he's taking his time. He's picking his shots.
That's a nice digging body blow with the left hand by Lopez as the bell sounds. He's thrown 104 power punches through 3 rounds and he's landed half of them.
Wow.
You know, almost every punch he's thrown is a power punch. Maybe 20 jabs, maybe 30 jabs in those 3 rounds.
That's spectacular accuracy as well.
There's the jab. Sets up that left hook.
Set that jab, just setting up the bigger shots.
I don't know which one's gonna knock Magdaleno down, but it could be an uppercut, it could be a hook.
Probably have to put both of them together. They got to be a 2-punch combination. Off a mistake from Diego, or maybe a setup off the jab from Teofimo.
He's got 9 knockouts in 11 fights.
There you go, just like that. See that right uppercut, left hook? You got to step in behind a hook.
Right hand straight on the buttons. Follows it up with another.
Teofimo's just relaxed in there.
He is.
He's like a mechanic. He's really just picking his spots.
Yeah.
Or surgeon.
Yeah, surgeon's a better word.
I bet you if Teofimo pushes Diego to his right side, he'll be able to land that hook that he's looking for after the uppercut right uppercut.
Oh.
Magdaleno's got to figure out a way to throw punches first, and he just really can't.
He's not fast enough. He got to time Teofimo. He got a timing. He's just too fast for him.
Teofimo just missed with that right hand.
He got to be careful. He can't pull out of there like that. Teofimo, Diego's still dangerous.
And Diego, as you mentioned, had some really good work to get him ready for this fight. Sparring Linares, sparring Pedraza, sparring Broner. That's good work, but sometimes that takes a lot out of you in the gym, too.
Yeah, if you're in there for sparring
body
more rounds,
blow.
yeah, more rounds than you're supposed to.
Short left there by Lopez. Final seconds of the round. Combination,
like
nicely done by Lopez.
Got to be a 2-3 punch combination if you want to get him out of there.
Teofimo looks over to a corner and smiles at someone.
His fiance, his new fiance,
wow,
is in the corner, or behind the corner, his dad. Of course, his niece, shouting out, giving direction.
Don't you think he should be focused instead, or he can do it?
So far ahead.
He can. It's not a distraction or a deterrent. If anything, it's probably a little more motivation.
Yeah.
He said it. Even the dad said it in the fighter meetings. I thought that maybe getting engaged and getting in a relationship, moving to Brooklyn to be with her would be a distraction, and he's just relaxed. He's better, and we see him relaxed.
Yeah.
Teofimo Lopez in this fight. A little different. He's gone the distance once before. He got cut, but he's still dominating.
He's trying for that right uppercut, left hook. He's trying for it.
I don't know if that one punch could be the right, straight right. It's probably going to have to be something else.
Yeah, it got to be a 2-punch, 3-punch combination. See, he keep going the same way. He kind of move a little bit.
That's pretty
good.
good.
Move to his left a little bit. Push Diego to his right so he can run into it.
Lopez going back to the body. He's forgotten about the body a little bit. Nice Magdaleno. A right hand got through Magdaleno on a counter. But now Lopez, every time he gets hit pretty good, he seems to pick it up.
So it looks like Lopez is want to go in for the kill. He's pushing Diego back a little bit more.
Overhand right by Magdaleno.
You can see he loading up that left hook.
Looked like Lopez is picking something here. 60 seconds left in round 5.
He's still trying, though.
Big blood on the nose. Oh, look at that quick movement by Lopez. Went around the back.
Like a Broner's move.
He punched around the back.
He did, and there's a lot of blood now on the nose, on the bridge of the nose again of Magdaleno.
Do you see that?
Yeah, I see.
We're going to have to catch that on the replay. I don't know if everybody saw
yeah.
what he did right there. But Ismael Salas jumped up like, was he not allowed to do that? Is that an illegal punch?
Supposed to do that.
I don't know if the referee even saw it.
Yeah, I know. He probably was amazed by the punch itself.
Lopez, left-right combination. Right hand straight through.
Oh.
Another one, left hook. Magdaleno still standing. Just keep training him.
Just keep training him.
So we move to the second half of this fight for the NABF, NABA, and USBA titles. Teofimo Lopez from that, and Diego Magdaleno. Go ahead, Bomac.
Diego can't get away from that uppercut right, that right uppercut for some reason in the world. Maybe he moves it to his left a little bit more, his right a little bit more.
Magdaleno has certainly shown us his toughness, his mettle throughout this fight.
I expected nothing less from him, though. I mean, he's been in world championship fights. He's fought tough opposition. And when your livelihood is on the line, you're fighting for a shot to maybe get back with the promoter, or to get back into, where your name used to be. He's got a son that he's fighting for. He got emotional in the fighter meetings as well. Everything is on the line for him right now.
Yeah, you can't say he's not giving it his all.
He's definitely giving it his all.
And he's done a whole lot better than all the other opposition that Teofimo Lopez has faced to this point. I mean, he's gone the distance once, but that was much before he got any of these regional titles or was fighting 10-rounders.
Lopez showing us his quick left. Right hand to the body. Might have been a little low.
That speed is the difference.
Yeah, I think everybody knows about Teofimo Lopez's power because of the spectacular knockouts, but now you're getting a chance to see how quick his hands are. His hand speed is impeccable.
He don't have a guy in here that he can just whack out right quick. So
right, so you're getting a chance to see.
See him box, use his skills.
I was talking to Hall of Famer Bob Arum last night about Lopez and telling there were a couple things I think he still needs to work on. He goes, he's 21.
Right, exactly.
And he was also talking about the improvement of a guy like Shakur Stevenson. Guys are young, they have to grow into themselves.
Yeah, they do.
You know, it's crazy because sometimes we'll see a guy that's 21 years old and we're like, oh, he hasn't got his grown man strength yet. You know, we say that, that term a lot. He's still developing into his body. But some guys are just born with that strength, born with it, and that's Teofimo Lopez. He said, I wasn't made to do this. I was born to do this.
Wow, that's a good line. Magdaleno continues to come forward, even with that nose bloodied. Lopez lands right there on the nose with the right hand, and I think
the nose might be broke.
Oh, yeah, down he goes!
Left hook.
Now the nose might be broke. Wow, thunderous punch by Lopez. 6th round. Lopez trying to finish the deal, lands the right hand, and the bell saves Magdaleno. So let's see if Lopez picks up where he left off the end of the 6th round. Trying to close out Diego Magdaleno. Right hand landed by Lopez, another right. Lopez with fire in his gloves. Big right, left combination. The ref should step in any second. Right hand by Lopez, another. And Magdaleno still standing.
Magdaleno ain't going down for nobody.
Left hook by Lopez.
It's not fast enough. Not fast enough.
Look at the Warrior say, come get me, Teofimo. And he will.
Yeah, you gotta beat 2 punches.
Lopez goes down to the body.
I will see if Teofimo will get back to his jab. Will she get back to his jab?
Left hook by
I think
Teofimo.
they need to stop the fight.
Down goes Magdaleno.
They need to.
Oh my, what a knockdown. That's it. Back-to-back lefts by Teofimo Lopez. A backflip and a victory. Wow.
Teofimo. Pow. Left hook.
Same punch that knocked him down in round 6.
Bo, I call that back-to-back left hooks.
2 of them.
And you said again it had to be 2 punches. He was almost out in the first one in that scenario, though. You can't blame the kid. He's still fighting, and the ref hasn't called it yet. 1, 2. Man, the second one. That's where the ref should have just said, that's it, before he looked at anybody else. And here's the flip.
Which he's known to do after every knockout.
They're going to shove him out the ring.
This is the part right here where his brother got upset.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 1 minute 8 seconds in round number 7. He is the winner by way of knockout. He is still undefeated. And now the unified NABF, NABA, and USBA lightweight champion, Teofimo Lopez.
And I like what you see Teofimo come over and apologize to Diego. Good sportsmanship at the end.
That's
you know,
very
then
good.
one of the guys in the corner was upset.